Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. Today we're going to do a little bit of a chat about rotational pastures. I thought it might be fun to do that. So I've talked before about how we rotate pastures, but I haven't actually showed you what I mean. I am right now standing on a mountain of stone dust that we keep in on hand to do any repairs, any shore up, anything we need to do in terms of maintenance on their stalls and their runs. But let's talk pastures. So if I pan over here and you've seen the girls, they're out there in their pasture. Whoops, I'm very sorry, that was terrible. They're out there in their pasture. Their pasture starts at the barn, and they're that first stall of the barn, right? So they've got a long run out. They have a nice large pasture that they're currently in, and then that opens up to kind of what we call the back 40, right? This giant pasture back here that runs all the way to the back of the property with a big tree in it. So the girls have just finished their kidding season. Their babies are weaned. Some of them have only been, without babies for a couple of weeks. Some a little bit longer, but they have that full space right now. And that's on purpose, right? They get their body condition back. They have plenty of fresh grass and spring growth. They have the ability to stretch their legs. Some that had babies, spent some time in the baby pasture, which is a smaller pasture. So this really gives them that recovery. Next to their pasture are two sections for the donkeys. So the donkeys are in the last stall of the barn, closest to me right now. And when they come out, you can see that there's a gate there. So they come out of their stall, and right now they come out and they hang a left turn, go down the run, and they're out in our big middle pasture, where that, a couple trees are, one big one that we're trying to grow out. And again, that goes all the way to the back of the property, and it cuts over further to the left all the way to the side of the property. So it's a rather large pasture appropriate for donkeys. That's what they're in right now. About midsummer, probably end of July-ish time frame, we will swing that gate. So that gate, I'm sorry about that. That gate right there will swing toward us and close off that pasture. But it will open the donkeys to be able to go straight through the gate that's closed now, but would be open, and down the run into this big back pasture that the goats have right now. And the goats and the donkeys are different in terms of their pressures on the pasture, what they eat, what their weight does to it, right? So when we do that with the donkeys, it gives the big back pasture where they are currently. They're way out there in the back corner. It gives this pasture a chance to rest. And it gives the donkeys still plenty of room, a nice enormous pasture where they can run, they can do donkey things. When that happens, the girls' pasture stops kind of right where they're hanging. You can see that gate is open right now. That gate gets closed and the girls have a bit of a smaller pasture. And again, that's really fine, because at that point, that pasture has sort of been overlooked by them because they head out to the big pasture. So it's plenty for them during that period of time. It's certainly plenty big enough. And that gives the pastures a chance to rest, have different animals on them, and graze. So what we haven't talked about is the boys. If I pan back over past the big middle pasture, we have the boys' pasture. The boys are on the other side of the barn. They're currently not out talking to us. And their pasture is straight off their stall. It's essentially a big square, and it butts up against the donkey pasture on two sides, right? So there's a bit of a corner there. But what you can see is there's a back gate there as well. So when we move the donkeys over to the pasture where the girls are, we open the boys' pasture and let the boys out into the big back 40, right? So by rotating every couple of months, It enables each pasture to recover from the animal that was on it the previous couple of months. It allows a rest period to regrow, for the ground to, any divots that the donkey's hooves may have made, or any bald spots that the grass may have from dust baths especially, right? It allows all of that to recover. And goats are considered low impact on pastures. Donkeys are also considered low impact in comparison to horses, but they're more impact than goats, right? So by doing that change up between the animals and the pastures, it allows us to keep a continuous flow of pasture grass and forage for all of the animals throughout the summer, the fall, and even into the winter until the snow covers it. And in which case, there's not much we can do about that. The snow covers it. So that's how rotational pastures work. That's how we've got it set up. And what you will notice, and I mentioned this, I think in the History of the Farm Part 6, don't quote me, but I think that's the one. Important to me is that there are gate accesses on all sides of the pastures in varying areas. So even in the big back pasture here, way down at the end there's a gate access. So if I'm ever in the hay field, which is behind that wooded tree line, and I hear something or see something, or I get a call from the husband that he needs help, I don't have to go racing around. I can get through and to a gate and into a pasture from anywhere I may be quickly, easily, no fence climbing, no jumping. So there's a connector gate here between two pastures. There's another gate way here in the back, all the way back there. I don't know if we can see it with the tree in the way. Oy. There it is. Oh, it's behind the donkeys. There we go. We're getting there. Camera skills 101. All right. And every pasture is connected by gates as well. So again, access, ease, quick when necessary, all important things for pasture consideration. And there you go. Everything you wanted to know about rotational pastures that you didn't know you needed to know. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I really appreciate you being part of my community, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye for now.